Good evening and welcome to Duck TV News. I'm Audrey Roberts.
And I'm Galen Etlin. A former U of O professor has proposed a controversial new motion that could bring major changes to the campus ROTC program. The proposal aims to eliminate credit for military science courses. Duck TV's Camille Lawrence has the story.
Penetration of militarism into our society has brought with it an increase in wars of aggression and the weakening of liberties guaranteed by the Bill of Rights.
Professor Emeritus Frank Stahl is concerned about the influence of militarism on American society. He also worries about the environmental impact of military activity.
The aggressive wars that they make is hugely destructive and consumptive of resources, including environmental degradation.
Because of this, Stahl believes that the ROTC does not meet the university's mission of a commitment to undergraduate education with the goal of helping the individual learn to question critically, think logically, communicate clearly, act creatively, and live ethically. But the University of Oregon has one of the top ROTC programs in the country, with 47 flag officers. ROTC staff believe graduates could use their education to change Army and military policy.
Doesn't it make sense then to have University of Oregon graduates as Army officers in our Army?
ASUL President Sam Dotterskatz also opposes the measure.
To happen if the ROTC were no longer to get academic credit for military science classes, I think it'd be very, very difficult for that program to still exist on this campus, which I think would be a huge detriment to our campus and to our community.
The U.S. Senate will review the measure at its next meeting on November 13th. Stahl will be bringing the motion to the Senate floor once the student senators are elected. Stahl feels that it is only fair to have students involved in the decision, as it will be affecting the whole student body community. In Eugene, Oregon, I'm Camille Lawrence, and this is Duck TV News.
The University of Oregon's homecoming was this past weekend, and while the football game was popular as always, the homecoming events themselves did not receive as much attention. The Student Alumni Association has been focusing on establishing homecoming as a bigger tradition at Oregon. This year, numerous student organizations were involved in the events, which included a parade and pep rally. The UO has been lacking in school spirit when it comes to homecoming, and the SAA's Abigail Mulligan sheds light on why.
Because homecoming isn't a consistent tradition and because it changes every single year, it's hard for students to have that facial recognition of what homecoming is.
Abigail and her team are responsible for creating the new events at this year's homecoming, and they hope that they will continue on as traditions at the U of O. They want more students to be involved in the coming years, and they hope that this legacy will live on. The SAA starts planning homecoming events in the spring and is always looking for students to get involved next year.
A new smartphone app called Sex Positive was released last week by the University of Oregon Health Center and is receiving controversial feedback. The purpose of the app is to inform students of the risks involved with sexual practices and how to perform them in a safer way. Creator of the app, Keith Van Norman, says that his goal is to help lower the risk of students receiving sexually transmitted diseases by teaching them about sex in a fun way.
We're not promoting sex, so we're sex positive, which means we put the choice to have sex on equal ground with the choice to not have sex. And consent and choice comes above all of that.
The medically accurate app is gender neutral and celebrates sexual diversity, differing desires, and relationship structures. It is available on both Android and iPhone devices.
The University of Oregon has invested in 12 charging stations that have been placed around campus. Locations include Allen Hall and the Knight Library. Each is worth $849 and includes 8 cables that can charge most devices.
In response to alcohol-related incidents, U of O's fraternity and sorority life is working to provide a safer environment for students. Duck TV's Sadie Worski reports.
Students around campus are buzzing about an alleged incident involving drinking and the Greek system. Director of Fraternity and Sorority Life, Justin Shekis, confirms that all 32 campus chapters are remaining substance-free. He says the Greek system is spearheading efforts against misconduct while focusing on their values.
We try to be as comprehensive as we can to make sure that we address not only drinking, but sexual assault prevention and hazing prevention, as well as focusing on our pillars of scholarship, civic engagement, friendship, and things like that.
A new campaign is in the works, raising awareness of responsibility for Greek students.
We're working on a campaign called Choose Letters, Choose Responsibility, which is focused on raising awareness about risk management issues, but also things like scholarship and just making sure that when you are a member of a Greek organization that you're always wearing your letters and you're reflective of your community.
Drinking is not only an issue for Greek students, it's a problem campus-wide. The University of Oregon has many options to help students having difficulties with substance abuse.
When it comes to substance abuse, or even substance use at times, can impede the success of students here on campus. So my goal is to create programs, services, events, training opportunities, outreach opportunities to students to ultimately make sure that they're successful here on campus.
For Duck TV News, I'm Sadie Werschke.
If you or somebody you know is suffering from substance abuse, free counseling is available on campus.
The University of Oregon Jam Squad held open tryouts for this fall season the past Monday through Wednesday. The Jam Squad, which formed in 2006, is a hip-hop dance team that performs live at many events around the U of O campus and the state of Oregon, including Portland Trailblazer Games. Excited for the new season, Jam Squad captain Carlin Henniger explains what they're looking for in this year's squad.
If you're really into hip-hop, you really like to dance, you should join Jam Squad because it's an awesome experience. We're looking for a whole new style this year. We're really excited to start fresh.
Jam Squad welcomed 19 new dancers to the team the past week. Catch them performing live this winter at Oregon Ducks basketball game.
2 new political groups are now available to students outside the two-party system. Both the Young Americans for Liberty and the College Libertarians advocate for reduced government size and spending. The Young Americans for Liberty will have their next U of O chapter meeting on October 30th at 6 p.m. in Pacific 9.
This year, Eugene has something exciting in store for Halloween. Haley Kellogg has the story.
With Halloween approaching, a University of Oregon student, Nick Dominguez, has taken it into his own hands to make sure that the university students have the best Halloween yet. An event called Freak Fest will be hosted here on the EMU lawn on October 31st.
About this time last year where I got the idea to do it, I realized nothing really happens for Halloween in Eugene.
When Nick turned 18, he bought himself an entertainment license to put on events. He called his company Pure Fire Entertainment.
So started out like freshman year in high school. I actually sold tickets for just dances in Portland. Did that for a little while, and then from there I actually got recruited by a big dance company in Portland. I was a promotional manager at that company. I was responsible for hosting events, carrying out all the marketing and promotional aspects of an event.
Nick isn't the only student pursuing his passion in the entertainment industry. Junior Alex Sacco is hard at work preparing his music set for Freak Fest.
Nick, who is starting Freak Fest and putting it on, contacted me a couple months ago and talked to me about this idea of putting on a dance event for students on Halloween night.
Make sure to check out Alex and his partner Doug of Sacco and Lions on the EMU lawn at 8 p.m. October 31st.
So buy your tickets, bring your friends, and don't forget to wear the best costume you have. For Duck TV News, I'm Haley Kellogg.
For more information, visit Facebook and search for Freak Fest under events.
From the farmers' fields to the crates at grocery stores, pumpkins are everywhere this time of year. Thistledown Farms has carried on the tradition of growing and selling their pumpkins for years. For generations, parents have brought their children to the farm to experience wagon rides to the pumpkin patch. But the pumpkin patch isn't just for children. Students hoping to find the perfect pumpkin and to relive the memories of their childhood should head for the fun attractions at the farm. With a corn maze, a petting zoo, and a variety of produce for sale, one could spend hours getting caught up in the experience. For students who can't drive to the farm, Thistledown Farms also sells pumpkins at several locations in Eugene. Thanks for watching tonight's episode of Duck TV News. I'm Galen Etlin.
And I'm Audrey Roberts. Have a great night.